Welcome back to Know What's Cooking, where we're changing the world one recipe at a time with a splash of physics. Today we're cooking one of my favorite ingredients ever, which is lentils. Ooh, I love lentils because they're super inexpensive and they're very easy to cook and just always have on hand. I always have a jar of pre-cooked lentils in the refrigerator and usually several jars frozen in the freezer. In this video, I just want to show you the very basics of how I turn this bag into a bunch of these jars. Quick shout out to my very sweet brother, Paul, who sent me this super cute apron that you'll be seeing a lot. This is super simple. All you have to do is get 5 cups of water boiling for every 1 pound of lentils you'll be cooking. I also add to that 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, now my water has come to a full rolling boil. I'm going to add my rinsed lentils, and I'm going to leave the burner on just for about another minute or two to get the lentils to come up to this boiling point temperature. One of the advantages of cooking beans at home is that you can add some additional flavors. So I am going to add some garlic. So all I do is take a garlic bulb. There is no need for single-use packaging here. This is the best way to get garlic. Plunk off one of those cloves, and I'm just going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to put it cut side down in my garlic press. And then I'm just going to squeeze that out into the lentils. All right, it looks like the lentils have come to a boil. So all I'm going to do is put a top on it and turn off the burner and let it sit for 15 minutes. All right, it's been 15 minutes. And so I would recommend you go ahead and taste it before you drain the water off to make sure that they're cooked well enough. We don't want them to be mushy at all, but we also don't want them to be hard. They're perfect, just a little bit firm, kind of like the chew of cooked ground beef. I'm gonna go ahead and drain the water off and also run cold running water over it to make sure that I stop the cooking process. Now the reason we could cook these lentils passively is because we're cooking them in water, and water has a really high specific heat. And all that means is it's really thermally sluggish. So once we get it up to the boiling point temperature, it'll hold really close to that boiling point temperature for the whole 15 minutes it takes to cook this, so there's no need to add more energy. Okay, so now we're just going to dish it out into our mason jars to be used in a recipe of the future. Okay, so that 1 pound of dry lentils, which only costs $1 to $2, has produced 3 of these wide mouth pint jars. And each of these is the equivalent volume of about 1 pound of browned ground beef. So we can see this is a really huge cost savings. Not only that, but now they're cooked and ready to incorporate into any recipe you choose. So when you come home and you're kind of tired and you're not ready to get out all the pots and pans and have to deal with browning ground beef and all the grease and whatever, you have this as a grab and go ground beef replacement. We'll be doing lots of recipes in the future where we start out with a can of pre-cooked lentils. See you soon.